Hello traders, welcome to a new trading day. So in this video we're going to look at the major instruments. So I'm going to start with the volatility index, of course. So my name is Somi Abdiago, market analyst at Greenwave Exchange. So far in June, we've been seeing the price going kind of sideways, moving up and down, up and down. The S&P 500 started moving down, gone up, moved down again, and it's kind of balancing in a kind of sideways manner. And of course, the dollar also started by moving down, then moved up, and then go sideways again. Okay, so apart from the fact that most of the major asset classes were just sideways, we have the Japanese yen plummet further. So the Japanese yen has been the most active instrument, or the most active FX currency this month. So it's continued to just plummet all across the board. So apart from today, when we started to see some recovery in the Japanese yen, due to the fact that the US 10-year bond yield dropped, has dropped a bit today. So we know it's not really very clear whether this is going to continue, okay, or maybe the yen is just making some minor correction and then will plummet further. So later today, we're looking forward to the ECB policy statement. So it's still expected that the ECB is going to there won't be any rate hike today. So we're expected to hear something like a July rate hike statement from the ECB, and of course the end of its different asset purchases program in order to curb this very wild inflation rate and a slower GDP that has been forecasted. Okay, so let's look at these major asset classes and see where we might see trading opportunities. And then on the VIX, yeah, so the VIX has broken below this support base, which is still an indication that we might still further decline, which is of course which can be interpreted to a rising US 500, S&P 500. Okay, so this is the lower base. Price might continue to go down, but if I see a very sharp rally inside, then I think the US 500 is going to give us a sharper correction. That's quite less likely. I think we're going to see more decline below this zone down here, and so we might then see the S&P 500 flow upward. So talking about the S&P 500, it's kind of gone sideways since 31st May, giving us some kind of triangle pattern. So initially we're looking at this impulse wave rally, right? And then this like the fourth wave of this move, 1 2 3 4 5. So this fourth wave is giving us a triangle, all right, like this, and we might actually still see more decline, a little bit of it more to 4090 or 4100 or thereabout. So might still see price gone really down to that place before further rally. So if price goes that way and we're able to see a bullish response, then we can still further rallies. But otherwise, if price drops further, we have the support base right here to hold on, to prevent further fall, if that can happen anyways. So if that is the case, then that means this is a corrective move that can go like this, and then if price respond in a bullish manner, then we should look at further rallies. So for me, I'm still looking at further rallies on S&P 500 up to 4300 or 4350 or thereabout. So the dollar index is expected to react in the opposite directions. As we can see, this ABC bullish correction is still ongoing after price has gone we've seen some kind of sideways move this week, up down down up down up, and it's expected to take up this recent highs, okay, this cluster of eyes here. So back to take it up to 103, which means we might still see the dollar gaining strength across the board today. But on Friday or maybe even later today, we might start seeing some bearish reaction, or maybe that's going to be next week. So it's important that we are patient, especially if you want to take the next big ride. Okay, so if we want to take a minor move, then maybe buying dollar across the board until it gets 103 could be a very good idea. And so looking at the real US dollar, it's just the opposite of that. It's also giving us a triangle pattern like this, just like the S&P 500. And further decline is expected right here around 1.067075 or thereabout. So if we see a bullish response from there, I think we might see further rally that can confirm the end of this fourth wave in anticipation for a touch of this supply zone here, which is just below 1.0. No, price might even get to 1.09 psychological level. Otherwise, if this move breaks below the triangle, then that means we are going to see, most likely going to see a touch of 1.06. So that will now kind of confirm that we've had this 5 wave move here, and this is just a correction. All right, this kind of ABC or WXY, whatever you want to call it. So whether it's a simple zigzag or a double zigzag pattern. So the fact the most important thing is that if we're able to see a sharp reaction of here, bullish reaction, then I think the correction can be said to have ended, and then we can then anticipate further rallies to 1.09 or maybe even higher. Okay, so that's the idea for Euro US dollar: a triangle fourth or a zigzag second wave, confirming the end of this one here. Okay, so that's it about the Euro US dollar. So let's look at the US Japanese. So US Japanese yen dropped sharply today, and that's like the biggest we've seen this month. So in June so far, the US dollar Japanese has been so reluctant after it rejected further dip below this demand zone. Price jumped above this, bounced off this demand zone and continued to go up. So we're initially looking at a reaction around here, around this supply zone. Our price just broke above with this triangle because of the fact that the US 10-year was just pushing higher and higher. So today we've seen the US 10-year giving us a kind of double top and is breaking below this trend line here. So if we're able to see a successful break, I think the US dollar Japan yen might start a very nice bearish correction, because we're looking at this with 1, 2, okay, of this fifth wave. So that means further decline could happen, okay, before the price pushes upside. Okay, but if the US 10-year doesn't break below here, instead it takes this high, all right, takes this high, this double top high, then I think the current dip that we see on the dollar yen might not really hold, even considering the fact that the dollar is still expected to take one more move up. Okay, so for this one, I think it's really very important to be patient and maybe wait for a bounce, and then if it's corrective, and then sell, or then just wait for what the price is going to do next. And the US dollar CHF has been moving just as we expected. So we're looking at last week we saw the end of this impulse move, and then we were anticipating a bullish correction. So far the correction has not ended, so we're going to just track the USD CHF with the dollar index. So once the dollar index gets to the high level that we're looking at and it's starting to drop, that's we're looking at around 103, I think. 103. So if we get to that 103 and gives us a very nice reaction, that could be the best time to start looking for bearish reaction on the dollar CHF also, and then start selling for this wave C down to 0.9350. all right. So but the next support, the next supply zone is around here. So we're going to see whether price is going to get there, which is also around 61.8% Fibonacci retracement of this impulse wave A, all right, or price just going to end, the correction is going to end around the 50% retracement, which is also around the 0.98 psychological level. So just watch for here 0.98, or watch for 0.985. okay, and then also look for what the dollar index is doing. Okay, so the pound dollar is making a nice correction also. So we have this, we're looking at this X wave ending here around this demand zone, okay, but price didn't do that. Instead it broke upwards, okay, after taking these lows, this many these clusters of lows here with this pin, and then we got this push up with this big bullish candle, and our price making correction. So, and I think we're most likely going to see a retest of the 1.2475 to 1.25 level. Okay, it has already touched 1.25, so I think we might still see price drop further, okay, to 1.2475 before a big push up. So with this correction, I think if you're able to see, let me look at 15-minute time frame. All right, price is entering into this key zone, okay, which is really very important for me. So you're able to see nice reaction, okay, maybe a break above here. I think that should be enough for a bullish opportunity on the GBP US dollar. And of course this has a potential of getting to this supply zone around 0 point above 1.27, okay, or maybe even here around 1.3. Okay, those are the target level for GBP US dollar rally if it happens, which I think is most likely going to. And then the New Zealand US dollar is still moving downwards, okay, making this correction just like we have for the S&P 500. So it's good, it's very important we track what is happening on the S&P 500 and of course what is happening on the Chinese stock indices, and what is happening on the S&P 500 as well, because this is a proxy for risk. Okay, New Zealand, New Zealand, Aussie dollar. So once we see the S&P 500 and all those Chinese stock picking form again, I think we're going to see the New Zealand US dollar push up also. So it's really very important also that we look at what's happening on the dollar index. I would really like the dollar index to touch that 1.03 extreme level at the top, okay, react to it, and then stop falling before I start looking for bullish opportunity on New Zealand US dollar. So this is still very much a corrective move. I've had the first leg here, and price might make this one before you start pulling up, or probably the correction has already ended here, okay, and price is going to push for the upside. So that's it for the New Zealand US dollar. Now the Aussie US dollar is kind of clearer, as we seems to be having the fourth wave of this impulsive rally from here, and so we might of course see further dip to this key level. I mean this around 0.7150, yeah, 7150 to 7130. So that's going to be like the key area to watch for bullish opportunity on Aussie dollar. So I will of course prefer the Aussie dollar to the New Zealand due to the fact that this one is close to completing a corrective pattern that is much more clearer, okay, than the one we have for the New Zealand dollar. So it's please you can look forward to this also, okay. And then the USD card is still downwards, but we've been able to see some push ups since yesterday, and for this one I'm still waiting for price to get here. So if the price gets here and we see a reaction, then I think for the rallies, but this is kind of contracting and it's kind of because USD card, if we're trading the USD card, it's very important that we look at what is happening on the dollar index, and of course what is happening to the US oil. So for me, I think the US oil is still continue to push up and up, but technically it still looks bearish. We're going to talk about that, and if it's able to respond, okay, bearishly, okay, as expected, I think that might be the kind of fuel that the USD card is going to need for a big push up, okay. But like I said, it's kind of not really too confident about it, because I have a bearish bias on the US oil and I also have a bearish bias on the USD. Okay, so it's kind of contradictory in nature, so that's why I will still have to hold on a bit to see what happens here and what happens on oil and the USD. Okay, so we have to exercise some patience, okay, with the USD card. And gold, yeah, gold is also moving downwards. We're looking at this key demand zone in the last video, and price responded well, and so instead of us to see an impulsive drive or a sharp drive like this, because that's what we're supposed to see, instead we add another corrective move with this bearish candle about to break below this rising trend line here. So if the price break below this rising trend line, I think we might see a further dip into this zone. All right, so if we now see a big bounce, wait for correction and buy. All right, but if price gets here and goes up again in another corrective manner, then I'm just going to switch to a triangle formation. All right, I'm going to switch to a triangle formation and then just wait for the next step to complete the last layer, which is A, B, C, D, E. And so once that happens, then for the rally. So for USD, for gold also, I'm just going to be a bit patient to see what exactly the kind of pattern the price is whatever what price is doing right here. Okay, but if we're looking at it from the lower time frame, let's say I want to pick a little profit here and there. So I think it's very important to watch what happened around this zone. So we had the first bounce there when price got to this place yesterday, it bounced, and I will make another correction. We might see price come back to this zone again, which is just between 1845 and 1842. So if you see another bullish reaction, I think one should be able to pick some bullish profit there as well. So just below it, we have another zone here. All right, so it's really very important that we just take note what is happening on gold price. So on the other hand, since this is a corrective bounce, price gives us some impulsive move and a corrective move, another impulsive move. I do really think that if you don't see a bounce and price breaks below here, I think breaks below here, then this is going to be the next level to watch out for. All right, so these levels are they are very important, so we should try to watch out for them, what price does around those places, to pick small profit here and there. Okay, but on the larger scale, I think I will just have to wait to see what the gold price is, so that I'll be able to join in the next big movement. And then for Bitcoin is also going sideways. So I've tried to change the way I'm looking at Bitcoin. Initially, I looked at the fact that we might just have seen the end of this fourth wave. Okay, here, just a bit above 32,000, especially when price made this sharp dip. Okay, after all, we saw this second wave sharp rally, another sharp response, and then another one above here. So that's kind of looking triangle to me. So it looks like a triangle pattern. And so if this is a triangle being formed after this bullish move, that's just an indication that we're going to see more rally. And so lately, in fact, since this year, we've been seeing Bitcoin responding so much to risk, so it's becoming more of a risk on asset now. Yeah, so it flows more with S&P 500 and also reacts to the USD. Okay, of course it's a USD denominated instrument, so it's responding to the USD now. So I think if we see the US dollar get to that top that we're looking forward to, the Bitcoin price might also get in here. And if the US dollar respond at 103, a sharp bearish response, I think we might start seeing a new wave of rallies on Bitcoin up to 34,000, okay, to complete this fourth wave. So when price gets there, we'll see what happens next. All right, so okay, let's look at the US oil before I close this video. So the US oil, it's kind of violated our forecast for some time now. So initially we're looking at, okay, normally we're looking at this corrective pattern, W here and then X. So the first response happened here, price dropped as expected, but the follow through didn't happen because we expected a sharp dip to $80. So instead price came here, made another sharp move, but the follow through didn't happen also. And so we now have the end of this diagonal. Okay, so from this diagonal, which means that this diagonal is expected to be the end of this X leg. All right, and price is expected to respond. So but that will happen if we're able to see a break below here. We're able to see a break below this trend line. I think we should be able to see a dip to 110, okay, maybe 105. All right, but you never really can tell, because currently the fact that we are looking at risk on sentiments dominating the market returning to risk on sentiment, that's even more of a concern for any USD, any bearish move on the oil market. So for oil price, I'm also, if I'm going to sell this, I want to see a sharp dip, a corrective bounce, a reaction, okay, then I can sell. Otherwise, price will just continue to go higher. If it breaks above here, then that definitely means that this whole corrective move is over. Okay, it's over around here, and price is giving us something different. Okay, so to be expected to just push in higher and higher. So I'm going to give you more update on oil. So thank you very much for watching this one. I'm going to see you in the next video. All right, bye.